It is time for another video update, and do we have a lot to tell you? Lots of Batman stuff, but stick to the end for some Star Wars stuff. First off, this is history. The final batch of the 1966 is finally done and ready to be delivered. We're starting to ship out this Wednesday, so everybody who has it on a payment plan, you can get it paid off sooner, and you will get it sooner. There is a lot, as you can see, that has been done. Look at those huge cable looms, how much work there goes into this. And thanks to my friend Leo, we have extra quality control now. Every car has been checked again by several people for lights, door fitment, paint. As you can see, even the paint bleed has been checked by a flashlight. And so even though the car is already so much better and more finished to a higher level than the original, well, for this final batch, we've really tried to push it as far as we were able to push it. And so, so just to make sure that everybody's on the same page, this is just the final batch of the total production run of the 1966. So this is not an extra batch, but this is why people are on the wait list, right? So the thing has been sold out for months and months, but people are on the wait list because not everything has been delivered yet. So there are still people paying off their payment plans. Some of the payment plans ran for up to 12 to 15 months, right? And so up until the point that we actually deliver the vehicle and, until people actually pay off, we can get cancellations, and we do every now and then. And so that's why if you're on the wait list, there's still a chance that you might get one. So moving on to the 2022, that's also in production. I think I'd say that one is ready for delivery by the end of October. So in September, we'll be delivering all the 1966s, but by the end of October, almost pretty much on schedule, the 2022. We've also added a new feature, as you can see here, where the cable can be hidden beneath that panel. Now, the engine, I think, is an absolute piece of art. In a recent interview, somebody suggested maybe make a diorama of that engine on chains or something. I don't think that's a bad idea, so I might look into that in the future. What you're looking at are the test pieces from the different batches that we get for parts. So basically, this too will be it's sold out, and you can get on the wait list, but that will be produced in several batches in the coming months and year. And then different batches we get from the different suppliers for all the different parts. We have to see if they all meet specification, how they fit together, and so that's why we do test assemblies like you see here. We can see if everything fits. We do drop tests. This particular unit has been dropped 20 times from a height of 120 centimeters, and as you see, everything still works. The lights, the sound, the LEDs, all the parts are still perfectly intact. So when this is done, we can then do the rest of the production run, and like I said, the first batch will be ready for delivery in about 4 to 6 weeks from now. I really think this design is growing on me so much. As you can see here, we're testing the packaging, everything, and we're signing all the plaques. So this is a picture the Kiara took of me and my dad. This is the test print, so it's still missing the UV lacquer of the 2022 box. Then moving on, you see the 1995 tooling being made. I've told people this before. These are huge billets of solid aluminum, and they have to be machined into the correct shape for production of the parts. So that takes months and months, and as you can see, that's where we are right now. This is the box design that has been submitted to Warner Brothers for approval, and we're still on schedule there. And then, as somebody commented in an interview I recently gave, 2023 will be the year of the Batmobile for Jazzinc Dioramas, and indeed, this is another Batmobile in production and getting closer to delivery. It is the signature Zack Snyder version of the BVS and Justice League Batmobiles. As you can see, all parts again, hand sanded, hand assembled, getting ready for priming, then getting ready for all the different parts to do the paint and detail painting and weathering, further assembly of the sub-assemblies and the electronics that go in there, then hand painting and detailing of all the parts. I love this chair design, by the way. It's such a cool racing seat, especially with these, well, this, what is it? Sort of a carbon effect on the side walls. Then, as you can see, again, we are testing these batches to see if all the parts of all the different suppliers from different batches fit together to make one beautiful car, and we're very happy with how that turned out. So here you're seeing, I think, a near final version of the final production version that we will be delivering starting by the end of October. And again, I think we will have everything ready by the end of October for every order. So if you have an order for a signature version, BVS or signature version Justice League Batmobile, please make sure you are paid off in full. Even if you're on a payment plan that's ending after October, it would be greatly appreciated if you can finish off paying that before or earlier, I would say, so that we can ship all units by end of October, early November. Look at that blast shield and all the weathering effects. I think it's very cool. So let's wrap up this section of the video about the Signature Limited Edition with the test prints of the boxes. Again, this is a rough test print on, well, gloss cardboard this time. For the final version, again, we're going to be doing our custom satin finish on the cardboard with the UV spot lacquer to get those gloss pieces to pop like the Batmobile and the logos and all that sort of thing. Again, thanks to Christopher Nico for that excellent design. All right, as for the bat signal, that is also sold out, and we are in production for the final batch, as you can see, for the parts, and we will be delivering that somewhere around November as well. Again, everything hand sanded, painted, everything. So now moving on to our most popular Batmobile, and I cannot believe it's only been 9 months since the pre-orders have opened, because we've already surpassed the pre-orders for even the most popular model before that, the 1966, and that means we can start over-delivering. That means we are going to be offering more features for free for everybody who's ordered it, including and especially those people with the early pre-order, because you are what make that possible. So you might ask, what does that mean? Well, that means that we are now able to add some die-cast pieces, and that's going to be as many as possible, but that really depends on how many people pre-order in the end. But we are looking at as many of the pieces that are actual metal on this car, which aren't that many. Think about side pods, maybe the bat discs and grappling hooks, wheel rims, the exhaust shroud, that sort of thing. And we can get more from that list as more people pre-order. Also, the seats will be made of leather with a silicone coating to make sure they don't flake and deteriorate over time. Then the next upgrade that we are able to do is to get a very custom blend satin pearl black paint like you see in this picture. So it's going to be a high quality automotive paint that we will be adding to the production line for that exact weird effect that you see. It's not going to be gloss just like the original movie version, but it's not going to be satin black either. It needs to have this pearl effect so that there's a subtle sheen and some differences in the way the paint looks from different angles to get that, well, that cool depth that you see to the original car paint. Then the next free upgrade that we will be investing in is a special silkscreen tooling to produce as much detail as we can inside the interior of the cockpit of the and especially the dashboard, the panels as they came from helicopters and like F4 Phantom jets. I want to do a huge shout out to Brian Thone and William Babington, who have really put in so much time and effort to get every little detail that is possible to get on these panels. Now, we don't know how much we can reproduce in 6 scale. That depends on a couple of things, including our budget and the legibility at that scale. But we have the full detail that we need for this. And of course, I'm not showing you everything for obvious reasons because we don't want to get this copied by others. But it's going to be the most accurate and the most detailed of a cockpit for the 1989 in any scale. And I also want to mention that we're very proud to hear from both the external experts that we are using to consult on this project, as well as the Warner Brothers experts, that so far, as with everything we've shown, this is by far the most accurate scale model of a 1989 Batmobile in any produced in any scale except the full scale model, maybe. So other upgrades then, we are going to add the smoke, sound, and light effects on a remote, just like we did for the 2022, because that is just such a popular feature. We've also worked on the hidden machine guns, correct tires, and tire thread, which are different from front and back. Of course, those tires will be made of rubber. The canopy will be opening, as we have said. It's unfortunately not going to be possible to make that mechanical. We just run into too many tolerance issues where we could probably make something that would work most of the time for most people, but not something we can guarantee to work for all people, especially after having a summer and a winter, different temperatures, different humidities, and we don't want this thing to fail or get stuck in a position you don't want a year from now. So please keep supporting what we're doing also with the 1989, most importantly because we are going to be closing pre-orders as soon as we have a final prototype, which we do expect by the end of October, early November, now that we've finalized all the changes and added all the extra details that the community has been requesting. That did mean that we've now overrun our design phase by about 1 or 2 months. That means as soon as we have a final prototype, we shall be closing pre-orders around end of October and early November. Like everything we've done, it's going to be very limited edition, and well, we have wait lists for pretty much everything that's been sold out so far, and we're seeing crazy prices on eBay. So again, if you're thinking about getting this, you only have a couple of months to start your pre-order. And then finally, some Star Wars news. We are getting close to opening the pre-orders on the Episode 3 Jedi Starfighter. Shout out to Eisen Ramos and Barry Murray for helping us get the 3D model accurate. Marcel Leuthold as well, working on the exterior while I'm working on the interior cockpit. We will be offering both a Kenobi and an Anakin version, of course. There are going to be a couple of challenges, and the first of which is going to be that we have to move the seat back a little bit. As you can see in this picture, Hayden Christensen didn't fit and they had to remove the front glass. Also, the landing gear is quite small, and as you can see, R2-D2 does not fit. It sticks out at the bottom. So I've already gotten a suggestion from somebody in the community to make the bottom half, and since for both the Hot Toys and the Sideshow version, the top dome piece is removable, you can just put your R2 dome piece on there. And then finally, the correct sizes. As for the size, that's one of the beauties of this thing. It's a manageable size at 36 inches in length, 28 1/4 in width, and about 16 1/2 in height, or as you can see in millimeters here, 912 millimeters or 91 centimeters, 71 centimeters wide, and then close to 42 millimeters in height. So thanks for watching till the end, and thanks for all your support, and until next time.